Alright, so here we have the Wave 1 of the World of series from Jazwares. We have Toy Freddy, Chica Bonnie, and Mangle off to the side here. We're just gonna review these real quick. Short little video, maybe, who knows. Off, we have our main man, Toy Freddy, obviously. Now, starting off, I want to say I love the molds. The molds are extremely accurate to how they look in-game. Of course, they changed that with Endo series, just so they can fit the endoskeleton inside of the animatronics. It is factually known that you cannot fit a Endo 02 inside of, obviously, the toy animatronics. This is what Scott specifically did when making these. They're just tubes sticking out of them, in the mouth and the chest. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're talking about this guy, not models. Now, I will say that the posability on this guy is surprisingly good despite how limited it is. You don't get any range of head movement or waist swivel or anything. You do get a nice, range of in the shoulders. You can give him the wave. You also, hand turns. This is new. This is something we didn't get on Funko's version. Is the hands can go like this. So if you wanted, you can have him go, no, stop in the, stop. But, yeah. I will say, though, despite how limited it is, it's really nice. The material is made of this, nice material. I can't exactly describe it. It feels like what a Funko Pop is made out of. It's just like a weird vinyl, I guess. It feels like it's made out of the type of material Funko Pop is made out of, but I know it's not, because Funko Pops are whatever Funko Pops are, and these are these guys. Again, full, nice rotation in the legs. These guys, it's on a lot of Jazwares figures. They have these, waist points where they kind of turn down out of the joint there, which gives it a nice, you can hit more, ways to pose it. You can't exactly do that on the Funko figures. I do have the Arcade Mayhem VR Toy Freddy figure from Funko, and we're going to compare the two, just because it's the only piece of Toy Freddy merch that, comes close to this guy that Funko ever gave us. It was that, so we'll do that in a second. But I will say, despite everything, this guy is pretty nice. I will say, though, I would prefer if they fix this weird thing that most, all of Toy Freddy figures have, where they'll have this one color for the main body. I don't know why this is like that. And then have a more, darker color, for the arms and legs. I don't know why it's like that. I don't even think that any of the other World of figures have this. It's only him. I don't know what it is, why it is like that, but he just is like that. Anyways. On to the back of the guy, though. The back of the figure, we have these little points right here where the screws are actually combine the two halves of the figure. They're not glued together. They're actually, screwed in there. So if you took these out, you would be able to find the screws. But back here is this really big button. People do not like this button. For whatever reason, they really do not like the button. Whether it just jets out of his back too much, I don't know. I don't have an issue with it. Also, my god, this guy has a huge stomach. I didn't even realize that when I got the figure. He just has this really big stomach. I know it's always been like a thing that Toy Freddy is like extremely fat, but Jesus. Tell me about it. My god. Anyways, as I was saying, this guy, you know, the button, it's there. You can't exactly be like, oh, yeah, but people like to display the backs of their figures. If you display your figure like this, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. If you don't display figures, you know, like looking forward, people are gonna be like, why are you doing that? That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. But anyways, back to the main point. This guy, you know, the jump scare feature. You know, his mouth opens a decent way. It opens more than like the other World of figures that I've you know seen. We'll get into that part when I get to, you know, Toy Bonnie and Toy Chica. But yeah, you know, considering all the facts, he's decent. I like him. I would definitely wish for, you know, paint improvements, you know. I feel like this part of him is painted, like, these parts right here, just the main body part is just painted itself, and these are a different color because they're not. Either way, I have seen people, like, complain, because I don't know if this is, like, a re-release, or, I mean, because most restock stuff, you know, they switch stuff just recently. They fixed, Chica's top teeth problem. They got rid of those, thankfully, because we would have had another Funko situation where characters have top teeth, and we don't like that. But yeah, let's get on to Toy Bonnie. Alright, so here we have, you know, Toy Bonnie, obviously. This guy is so much nicer than what Funko gave us. I don't have the figure, so the image will be somewhere up on screen. But, you know, it's just like, wow. This figure is really nice, you know. Of course, the jump scare feature. His button isn't as prominent as Toy Freddy, I don't think. Yeah, it's definitely not. But, of course, we have the same thing in the back with the screw thing. Funny thing enough, they gave Toy Bonnie his giant tail. Yet, I don't know why Toy Bonnie's tail is that, like, big, but it just is, and it's really funny. Always found that one funny on his actual, like, in-game model, is that he just has, like, a really big tail. But yeah, same as Toy Freddy, you know, his head doesn't move, and he has, like, a no-way swivel, of course. Really nice mold, by the way. I think I pointed that out already, but, you know, it's just, like, it's really nice. Of course, we're more, you know, articulation is pretty much the same. I don't think I pointed this out on Toy Freddy, is that, the feet move, which is something that Funko didn't do, is give us movable feet. Of course, you know, the jaw. Strangely enough, unlike Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie's jaw, you can't, like, really open it unless it's like this. With Toy Freddy's, you can just, like, flip it down, and it'll be open, and then, it'll flip out, but, I mean, flip up. But, yeah. Something I do know people, like, highly complain about with Bonnie figures is the ears, because they don't give them any sort of pose. They're always, like, stuck straight up. It's not much of an issue, I feel like, as people make it out to be. Anyways, yeah, that's Toy Bonnie. I forgot to mention when reviewing Toy Freddy that their eyes actually glow in the dark, and I'll show that off in like near the end of the video. But yeah, let's get on the Toy Chica. Yes, Toy Chica. Now, okay, I have a few issues with this figure. The mold, spectacular, of course. You know, her button jets out more than on like than the rest of the two, I feel like. Of course, you know, articulation wise, it's the same. Now, her jump scare feature, her mouth doesn't really open. Is that much of a problem? No. Do I wish it did? Yes. But, of course, there's also an underlying issue with the insides of her mouth. It's not painted. So, of course, when you look inside of her mouth, it's just yellow in there. And it's not like, oh, but they can't get inside of her head. Before they installed the jaw, they could paint that because it's molded back there. The jaw is molded. The back of the mouth is molded in. It's not hollow like with Toy Freddy or Toy Bonnie. It's actually mold back there. Now another thing on this figure is the eyes. I've seen a lot of Toy Chicas like this, where her eyes are strained apart. This is like I would expect is like an issue, like a common issue, because it is. It's a lot of Toy Chicas have this, but Funko had it worse. So I'm like looking back at it and like, oh yeah, it's probably just like a manufacturing issue with eyes, just overall with these figures. Of course, this isn't Funko, it's Jazwares, but still, it's just like an issue. I feel like they could solve because they got it right on Toy Freddy and Toy Bonnie, really easy. And the bib, I feel like, is a little off. I think it's just like, it's just because I think mine had like a weird like printing issue, because there should be some parts of things that are, you know, there under the party stuff, but yeah, it's just not. So I mean, it's fine, whatever. But yeah, you know, articulation is pretty much the same. You know, obviously, she's not as limited as Toy Freddy and Bonnie because, you know, her shoulders are properly shot out, I guess. Of course, leg thing, legs. These figures, by the way, it's not like this on Toy Freddy and Bonnie because I kind of fixed it. But for Toy Chica, I never really fixed it. Their limbs are just like really tight when moving. I don't have an issue with it. I think it's good that figures' tightness is alright. But that's just me, I guess, you know. Anyways, let's get on to Mangle. Alright. Mangle is definitely probably the best Endo figure. Not Endo figure. Sorry. World of figure. Just for the amount of detail alone. Granted, do I feel like the lack of, you know, metallic paint on the endoskeleton is a bit rough? Yes. But for what it is, none of these figures really have a lot of paint. So, obviously, you know, you have the Endo head, and you have Mangle's main head, and you have all her crazy jargon going on here. Let me angle the camera up a little bit better so you can really see her, or them, whatever. Weirdly enough, Mangle doesn't have the tripod leg, and people really do not like that. Of course, I don't have much of an issue with it. You know, they tried to include it. I think it's really because they used a one-off, you know, T-pose render of Mangle from Help Wanted to base this off of, where her leg is fused together, sort of. So they kind of did that. I see where they're coming from. Is it accurate? No. Is it fine? I guess. But the weird thing is about this Mangle figure, she doesn't have button on her back like the others do. Instead, it's on her head, which, by the way, her level of, chomping or jump scare action is really nice. The others, they're extremely limited, but thankfully, because okay, that's another thing about this figure, is that the head pops off really easy. I can get why, but it kind of sucks when you're trying to do things like this, because it'll just pop off. And for the other endo head, it also has jump scare feature, obviously. I will just say that this head is really nice, because we have yet to get like a proper like endo skeleton head from Funko, except the Endo 2 Funko Pop. And that's about it. But they didn't even get this right on the actual Funko Pop itself. It's just like really ugly, the Mango Funko Pop. But yeah, that's the kind of like that kind of concludes wave 1 of the Jazwares figures. What would I rate this wave? Pretty much a 9 out of 10. It's really nice. I don't give it a 10 just because I feel like the paint could be a lot better, which is something that they definitely need to improve on. Of course, we're gonna go and review the original Funko figure and compare it to the Jazwares one. Let's go do that right now. Alright, here we are with these figures. Now, let's be real here. There's really no competition between these two, because, well, I mean, there is. One comes with an accessory. He comes with an accessory. It doesn't stay in well, so that's why I have it out. But just gonna put that out there. This one doesn't. This one does. But either way, coming from someone who adored these figures for years, the Funko ones, this guy's better. Just like objectively, he's better. Posability wise, he has head swivel. That's just about it. Of course, no waist articulation on these guys, obviously. Posability on this guy sucks. You cannot get as much, enough, range of movement on this guy as you would to him. Same goes for the legs. They're extremely limiting. No feet articulation, nothing. So that, I'm just gonna say that right now. These guys, Funko never bothered to give us a proper Toy Freddy figure. They holded us to that for years up until, these figures came out, and they're mediocre. These figures are good, but they're mediocre. Now, of course, we already went over this, this guy has better articulation. You can get, a proper, wave, a really good wave in there. With him, you can kind of just get, hey, you get, a really happy wave from Toy Freddy here. You get, a weird, awkward, wave from VR Toy Freddy. Of course, you can kind of get, Toy Freddy here to sit. You can really get him to sit. That guy can barely even stand on his own. So, yeah, there's Toy Freddy. He can sit. You kind of have, to position it right, but, yeah, he can sit. This guy can't, at all. No matter how you pose him, how you articulate him, and how you pose him, he kind of just will just... That's not even, a competition thing. It's just, it's true. I'm not even faking it. It's true. He falls over, a lot. But, yeah, that's just about it, for that. But, yeah, I will have a review coming in based on, Wave 2, of course. I will only be able to review Bonnie and Freddy for right now, just because I cannot, for the life of me, or anyone, can find a Golden Freddy, Foxy, and a Chica. Now, is that Jazwares' fault? No. Is it a manufacturing fault? No. It's a buyer's fault. You know, scalping is a very big problem right now, and I feel like that needs to be addressed here. And you know, there's a lot of people, you know, that I know they're very passionate about the scalping thing. There's an entire like revolution going on about it right now. The FNaF community, FNaF Jazwares community, of course. But stay tuned for that. I'm very excited for those to come in. Soon enough, we'll be reviewing what I was able to get my hands on, which are the Jumbo Freddy plush, the, you know, parts of the Wave 1 series of plushies. I was able to get my hands on an Endo series Bonnie. I was able to get a lot of stuff for us to review here soon. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on, you know, a Foxy plush and everything else beforehand. If not, then eventually, if I do get my hands on a Foxy plush, I'll just make it a short or something. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about these guys in the comments. It was great reviewing them. Anyways, yeah.